Hi crafters, Amy here, and today I'm going to use some shimmer sprays with stencils and make some easy holiday cards. So let's jump right in. Now this is the brand new Scandinavian Quilt and the dotted Flakes stencils. Now these are both part of the brand new November 2022 release at A Colorful Life Designs, and this release is chock full of awesome holiday or Christmas inspired stencils, as well as other ones that are great for using year round. Now I'm showing you a mix of some shimmer sprays. These are from Delusions. I have these three in kind of pinky purple colors, and then I have a couple other that are more cool toned in a blue and a teal color. So I'm going to use these two combinations to make two really super quick and easy, shimmery, pretty holiday cards. Now here's a photo of the first card where I used the two teal colors. I just combined this with some very simple die cutting, and these cards came together super quickly. You can see this one has some vellum. I'm going to show you how I made them. To start, I have my splat box here. This I keep in my craft room. I use this for when I spray pixie spray or any sort of spray medium like this. It's a nice way to contain it and keep it from going over everything on your craft desk. If you use a spray like this, you know they can be pretty messy, so it's best to kind of work inside of a box. But I have this box lined with some copy paper. It's just lightweight, what you use in your printer, and it's a nice way to kind of trap all the extra ink that goes spraying around. So you want to shake these bottles up really well because there is mica and a shimmery element in it. So you want to make sure it's nice and emulsified. And I'm just going to spritz this right over the stencil. You can use pixie spray, but I find it easier not to, just because I want to be able to lift off that stencil easily without making a colossal mess. Because as you can see, there's going to be a lot extra ink going everywhere, like all over your hands, for example. I think this one was a little bit clogged, so I ended up having to wipe it off with some tissue. But I do decide to come in with the purple on this just to add a little bit of a variance in color and just give it a little something extra on this design. But it's a really surprisingly neat look that you can get with this, assuming the stencil doesn't shift around too much. That was a huge extra blob of ink there that wasn't intended, but it ended up okay. So you can see I'm just going to lift this right off. I even ended up shifting it and it still didn't smear it. I thought, oh no, that's going to really mess it up. So I was trying to lift this up with my fingers, and then I thought, I'm just going to grab these little tweezers a minute and lift it up. But it's surprising how much detail you can get with a technique like this. So if you want something different than ink blending and you want something that comes together quick and you have sprays like this will work for those distress mica sprays or even distress oxide sprays, distress sprays, whatever you have like this will work. Now, if you don't want to waste all that extra ink that's left over on your stencil, then you can kind of do a monoprint and lay down all that residual ink on another panel. So you'll see I'm just putting some paper towel over top just to kind of press it down into the cardstock and pick up some of that extra ink that's lying around. And you'll see here in a moment, this doesn't give the best impression. I think maybe if I spritzed it with a little bit of water, it may have been more even. But I'm just going to carefully peel back the paper towel, and then I'm going to lift up the stencil here and see what we get here. It's always such a surprise. You never know what you're going to get, right? So this isn't the greatest, but I could chop it up or do something else on top of it. So I will let that dry, and then I'll throw it in my backgrounds box. Wow, it's a tongue twister. Backgrounds box for a future card. I'll figure out something to do with it. So on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Just lay down this Scandinavian quilt over another panel of 110-pound Nina Classic Crest. And here I'm going to come in with the warmer pink and purpley colors. So I'm just going to spritz this all over this card panel here. I'm kind of trying to go diagonally here. So I'm starting with the lightest in the top left corner, then moving down to this kind of purpley pink, kind of like my favorite color, for more of the center, and then the dark purple just in the lower right. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lift up the stencil, use the tweezers to lift up the panel, and then I will use that same residual ink on the stencil and see if I can create a monoprint. So it's just always so surprising how much detail you get with this. So I'm just going to lift this up carefully without smudging, set that aside to dry. I'm really pleased with how that one turned out. Just going to get the box out of the way here. And then again, you can see I grabbed my little water spritzer here, and I'm just going to spritz it a little bit just to try and get it moving all over the stencil to try and get more even coverage for this monoprint design. So a couple little spritzes. This is kind of a fine mister. And then I'm gonna lay this down on here and do the same thing and use that paper towel just to really press it down and hope that I get a better look this time around. So got blue all over it, but it's kind of soaked in. I don't think it's going to transfer onto the panel, and I don't want to waste this paper towel. So just going to push this down and get that little monoprint onto the panel here. So just give it a second to kind of soak into the cardstock, and then we will lift up the paper towel and lift up the stencil and see what we got. So I'm just going to pull this back carefully, and that's a much better impression this time. So again, matter of preference, whether you want the inner or outer portion of the stencil, but you can see this is much more saturated in color, and it's got that nice shimmer when the light hits it. So I have 4 panels here, but I'm going to turn these 2 into finished cards for you. I have this adorable layered stitch die from LDRS Creative. That's a small woman-owned business in Michigan. And then I have this die from Cat Scrappiness called Merry Christmaka. So it's also got the nice letter layer as well as the shadow die beneath. And you can get those online. I will link those in the video description box below if they're still available. But you can see I attached the card panels directly to the card bases. They have been cut out with those beautiful stitched dies. And on that Christmas wishes, you can see I did a nice vellum layer for the shadow and a black for the Merry Christmaka. And you can see I'm a picture of Grace here and spilling my sequins all over the place. But I am just putting down little dabs of glue in odd numbers. 3 below and 2 above the sentiment on that pink card. I like to work in odd numbers. I find them more visually appealing, but I'm just using my jewel picker here and laying down a smattering of these beautiful iridescent clear sequins all over the front of the card just to give them a little bit extra shimmer. But there is plenty of shimmer from those gorgeous sprays. You can see when it hits the light, it's just gorgeous. So these came together really super quickly. It's a fun way to use your stencils maybe in a different way and bust out some of that stuff that's collecting dust in your crafty stash. And do be sure to check out the rest of the November release. There's so many good stencils to choose from, and use my coupon AmyFan10 if you shop and save on your complete order. So thank you so much for watching. Wow, I'll catch you next time. Bye.